Hey guys, I'm Bobby from Adventures in Whiskey. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, we're going to look at Kilbeggan single grain Irish whiskey. What's single grain? So you know what a single malt is. Basically a malt whiskey that comes from one distillery. Those are usually distilled in copper pots. Where single grain, sort of the same thing, single distillery using grain whiskey, so corn or barley, malted barley, rye, wheat, whatever, distilled in column stills for the most part. There might be a few exceptions here and there, but for the most part, column stills are a lot more efficient than copper pot stills, so they tend to go that route for single grains. You can generally find grain whiskeys in your blended whiskeys because they sort of, depending on your point of view, either water down the malt or help lift up the flavors of the malt whiskeys in those blends. But I digress. Kilbeggan single grain Irish whiskey. This one comes in at 86 proof, so 43% ABV, and can be found for about $30 a bottle. I think it came out last summer. Let's give it a go. That's a big pour. Let's give it a go. So the nose is nice and light. There's like a lot of creamy vanilla, some floral top notes. A little butterscotch. A little bit of honey. It's nice. Doesn't seem to have the heaviness of a single malt. Even a little bit of fruit. I'm getting some banana, some ripe banana. Let's get into the tasting. See how this whiskey fares out. That's good. One more sip. Ooh, that's good. First of all, kudos to Kilbeggan for bottling this at 43% ABV instead of the standard 40% ABV. I always think that little bit of extra alcohol really packs in some much needed flavor. So on the palate, this is nice and soft. It's buttery. It's sweet. A lot of vanilla, like a vanilla cream almost. There's honey. A lot of those notes from the nose carry right over into the palate. What I'm not getting any big dark oak notes. I'm not getting big wild sherry casks. This is nice and light, but it's got a certain richness about it, brought on by some very light caramel. It's got a touch of spice, just a hint of like a little sprinkling of cinnamon, nutmeg. But I wouldn't refer to it as a spicy whiskey by any stretch. The finish is where, for me, it falls apart a little bit. It doesn't ruin the experience. The finish to me is a little bit short and sort of doesn't develop. Those buttery caramel and floral notes and honey notes that I found in the palate, they just sort of fade away over a short period of time. I'd probably call it a short to medium finish. The flavors don't stick around for a long time, so it's not a long finish. The spice notes sort of disappear as you're going into the finish. I wish those would have developed a little bit more. But all in all, it's not a bad try. It's not a if you haven't had a grain whiskey, Kilbeggan wouldn't be a bad one to start. In fact, I've got another. I think I've got a Loch Lomond single grain whiskey somewhere in the room that I'll probably pull out and review here soon. But in the meantime, not a bad whiskey from Kilbeggan. If you've had this and you like it or don't like it, let me know. Comment below. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.